and be killed, and then he's got to kill the rest of them. It's everything about that is absolutely awful. You weren't convinced already.
It's truly monstrous what's going on.
Yeah, and then we have the next story here. So this is a guy who had a heart attack for being arrested for not wearing a mask
outside.
Yeah, and he said to them, "I'm not wearing a mask because I have cardiac problems," and they were just like, "That's BS. You're under arrest, governor."
Yeah.
And then he had cardiac problems and went into a heart attack.
Unbelievable.
I mean, what'd you say?
Again, it's not about fairness, is it? It's about following the rules.
So the quote here, distressing video shows an Australian man reportedly suffering a heart attack while being arrested for not wearing a mask as he exercised outdoors. He told the police officers he
So he didn't have to wear a mask exercising?
Oh, no. But what does that matter?
I suppose not.
I mean, this is the situation with the Australian police. I love that Helen Dale came in and correctly made sure that we understand, and people watching this should understand, that Australia is a country that is descendant of prisoners, but also a descendant of their jailers. And with the Rum Corps and all the rest of it, the Australian history, if you want to read about that, they're authoritarian as hell.
I mean, we are talking about the sort of people who will actually shoot puppies, so...
I can't get over that one. Imagine shooting 5 puppies and then just carrying on.
But just imagine shooting one puppy is bad enough.
I know, but after you've shot 5, you must think, well, hang on a sec, I could take these home or something and take care of them. No, it just continues. But, whatever. So I would
unironically save 10 puppies from being shot.
He told the officers
and I constantly have to go on about my wife about not getting pets, but I would definitely take the puppies home.
Who wouldn't?
Well, an Australian, apparently.
Rather than putting a bullet in them. But, yeah, so... Sorry, yeah. So the officers, he said to the officers that he suffers from heart problems and struggles to breathe, so he was exempt from the mandate. They didn't believe him, and he had cardiac issues, so they put him under arrest. And then he had a cardiac arrest.
I don't believe you've got heart problems. Oh, yeah, watch this. I mean, we shouldn't laugh, but it's just so awful.
Yeah, and then we have more of these, because they just keep coming. So we go to the next one. You click on this story. The Queensland government is refusing to give an exemption to allow a 3-year-old boy to return to the state after he got stranded in the lockdown in New South Wales without his parents while being on holiday with his grandparents. So the parents are back. They're like, hey, can we have the boy back?
3.
And they're like, is there someone you forgot to ask?
Yeah.
The government.
I mean, I guess at least he's with his grandparents, so it could have been worse.
I know.
But still, that poor kid's going to be like, I miss mummy and daddy.
I imagine if the grandparents have got somewhere to go, though, then it's just like...
Well, no one's got anywhere to go. It's a lockdown.
Well, no, they're outside New South Wales.
Oh,
so... But anyway, the government is also taking this time to be tyrannical as hell. So we go to the next one. We have the surveillance bill. Just going to read the summation here. Australian police can now hack your device, collect or delete your data, take over your social media accounts. Nothing you can do about it.
Wow. So it really does look like the Australians are becoming a bunch of Nazis, doesn't it?
Yeah. So someone called them Nazis.
Wow. Reasonably so.
So we go to the next one here. This is the story in which Victoria will become the first state in Australia to ban public displays of Nazi symbols, including the swastika. No English country's ever done this. Australia's the first. Because
people were calling them Nazis.
Yeah, we go to the next one. The Australian Nazis. Nazi swastika graffitied on Emerald Police Station. So,
did they try to interpret this as pro-Nazi activism?
Yes. Cops in Melbourne...
Oh, you disingenuous bastards.
Cops in Melbourne's Elta East have become the victim of a frightening hate crime after a swastika was drawn outside the police station.
Oh, all right, puppy murderers.
Let's go to the image. Like, you show this image here. As people can see, a photo of a sickening graffiti was posted to Facebook alongside a caption, "I think we've all had enough." So someone went down with some spray paint, because the Australian police have been acting like Nazis.
Yeah.
Put a swastika
on the police sign.
On the police sign. And put on Facebook, "We've all had enough." I'm in agreement. We've had enough. And the response from the police is like, "This frightening hate crime has shooken us to our core."
Oh, we're the victims of us being Nazis because you've called us Nazis.
And are now getting New South Wales to ban the public display of Nazi symbols because people called the cops Nazis.
Maybe you should stop acting like Nazis. God damn it.
I just... This is probably one of
demented.
The worst things that a English-speaking society could do, which is to criminalize criticism of the police.
Yes.
That's what this is.
Yes.
It's public criticism of the police. You could charge them with graffiti. That's already illegal. You can do that. No, they want to go further. They want to ban calling the police Nazis. The public display of the Nazi images. They want to give him a harsher sentence because he dared to insult their honor.
I mean, there are literally... We should have got photos of the German like Nazi police like harassing Jews in public, you know, making them wear their stars and all this sort of stuff. We should have got that, because I mean, it's just that's all I'm seeing with all of this.
I don't think it's the same in respect.
You're not wearing your Star of David on your face, Callum.
No, the Nazi situation is much worse. But
obviously,
of the Australian
but this
police,
is the same. They're going down the same road, where it's just like,
where's the limiting principle?
Exactly. You know, like they might be on, like, you know, step 1, but they're getting step 2 and 3, and they get step 10, 20. It gets worse. You know?
I know, but I do
Can't
like the idea
stand
that the nickname for Aussie police is just puppy murderers now, because I'm sorry to keep coming back to that. Maybe it's just the British sensibility of loving animals too much.
Yeah.
But the idea you could sit there and murder puppies because of the you know, someone might catch COVID. What is wrong with you? Whatever. Anyway, so someone's done a good compilation of whoever's in charge of New South Wales, this bent, and well, the truth comes through. Let's play the clip and enjoy.
I'm a bit tired of hearing people saying, I don't know how to do my job properly. And I think that's really mean. I remember being criticised. Just remind everybody how criticised I was. That's not acceptable. I hope everybody likes staying at home, because we are going to go into lockdown forever. Nobody from New South Wales is going anywhere. We will have 2 million police officers standing at the corner of every street to monitor every single citizen. We're really watching very closely. I hope this really will be devastating. We don't like to be heavy-handed, but what we need to say today now is that if you leave home, we will give you a death sentence. Please know that you will be shot in the face, and I hope it's painful. You are required to obey what we say when we say it, and if you don't, you can prepare to die. I've said from the outset, I don't care about your life and the life of those around you. I don't really give a shit. The government is now about to announce what we call the final solution. We are inspired by history and realise we can very easily permanently get rid of anybody thinking illegal thoughts. We aim to have absolutely zero freedom. Follow the rules, or else you'll never be seen again. If you think you can live freely under our very strict and harsh regime, I have news for you. If you even consider breaking the rules, I will personally stab you in the head and rip your guts out. We have 24 hours surveillance of every single person in the community. We want to cause anguish, hurt and suffering to as many citizens as possible. Every day at 11 o'clock, every citizen in this state must listen to me. This is the Fourth Reich, and I will make sure that I never, ever, ever give up power till the day I die.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I think she's correct. I think this is the Fourth Reich. I think that this is a final solution. Seriously, though, like, truth in editing, man.
I mean, big applause to Remix Matrix, the guys who made that. That's fantastic. But a lot of that stuff in there is just true, though. I mean, the idea that she will kill people. Well, I mean, they've already killed puppies. So,
yeah.
I mean, puppies or people.
I think I could kill a person before I killed a puppy.
Yeah, the Australian police are happy to kill puppies, so I don't know what's stopping them from killing people if they think they're going to spread one disease, therefore death. So, and also the idea that they need a surveillance state. Well, they passed the law.
Yeah.
They can. The idea they're going to have cops everywhere just bullying people. The fact that they're not going to give up the powers. I mean, this has all happened in the West. I mean, Scotland, the greatest example of not giving up COVID powers, even after the fact.
It's horrific. It's absolutely horrific. But honestly, they're Nazis. They're actually acting like Nazis.
So we go to the next one. We can have just some imagery of the what's being described from the people who did this as a rebellion, which is some people went down to a COVID testing clinic and apparently set fire to it because this was an act of rebellion, and they spray painted, quote, anti-government messages with stuff being like, fight the government.
We the people revolt.
We revolt, stuff like that in the messaging there.
Oh, no, not anti-government messages. It's not like the English-speaking world isn't built on anti-government messages. Can you imagine King John sitting down and being like, I'm not signing that, it's anti-government. Magna Carta, habeas corpus, I don't think so.
God.
Of course,
like it's heresy. You know, exactly. Government is God.
Well, that's the point, isn't it? That's exactly the point. If you're against government in any shape or form, that's anti-government, and therefore you're a part of the problem.
I love how they censored some of that as well. I can't even get to read it. Thanks, journalists, for censoring what's happened. So we go to the next one. This is just the final thing here. Truck drivers joined by Pauline Hanson in protest against mandatory vaccines. I'm actually a really big fan of Pauline Hanson. I was always a bit unsure about her, but this act has put me on. Yeah, okay, she's definitely a good one.
I always thought she was based.
Yeah, but she's always been based. For people who don't know, she's done some pretty funny things to make a point in the Senate. Yeah. So she once came in a full burqa to make the point of like, well, how do you know who the hell I am? And that was a point well made. And also she did she made the Senate vote on is it okay to be white, and the Senate voted no.
Yeah.
which was amazing. And it was accompanied by a speech from the Green Party with quotes such as, "It's not okay to be Aboriginal. It's not okay to be an African," which, fantastic.
What?
Hey, they're going to quote mine her. I'm going to quote mine them. Go to hell.
Well, did they actually say that?
Yes.
It's not okay to be Aboriginal.
It was in the argument of, well, in this country, it's not okay to be an Aboriginal or an African. Therefore, check your privilege.
Therefore, it's also not okay to be white.
Yeah, which is an amazing thing. But thank Green Party
Wow,
Australia.
that's shockingly based.
It's not okay to be anyone. Yeah, so Pauline, always been a pretty good egg on this sort of stuff, and a bit of good egg on this as well.
It's ridiculous.
Where
It's
she's just like,
so ridiculous.
yeah, no government mandates. The hell with the government. They're not God, for Christ's
Yes.
sake. So the quote here, the Freedom of Choice rally saw major delays on the M1 on Monday as truck drivers blocked 2 lanes on Reedy Creek, holding banners saying "Open up Australia." Truck drivers called for an end to the lockdowns and argued against mandatory vaccines. They're against mandates in all sense, that the government shouldn't lock down societies, shouldn't be mandating the vaccine, shouldn't be mandating masks. So it has nothing to do with being anti-vax. Go to hell, people who describe these people as such. It is not that.
No, it's about being an English-speaking country.
Many of
you
these
should
people
have freedom.
Many of these people are vaccinated in these protests, and they are anti-mandates.
Yes.
That is the thing.
They should be arguing in favor of limited government. The government is not the author of your rights. Your rights are inherent to you, coming from nature or from God, however you believe in it. And this is the inheritance of the English-speaking world, and they should be arguing for it. So fully support.
Yeah, by 7 a.m., Miss Hanson told the truckies it was time to move on, despite outspoken truck driver Tony Fulton saying he was prepared to be arrested to stand up for Australian rights. So Pauline being, I'm going to say sensible here, which is that if you're going to hold up a protest that just block traffic and whatnot, do it for a set period of time and then move on, because
Make your point, but don't labour it.
it's the Parliament's fault. To hell with the parliamentarians. It is not the fault of the average person, but I do applaud the commitment there from Tony as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is there should be a lot of protest in response to this, and all honour to Pauline and the truckies and everyone else in Australia doing the right thing.
Yeah,
ultimately.
you don't have to be treated this way. It doesn't have to be like this.
No, nor does any other Western government think that this is acceptable.
Well, Trudeau does, but we'll talk about that another time.
He's getting elected to do that, isn't he? But the British government, all of them who have also been doing tyrannical things, none of them agree that what Australia is doing is even slightly sensible. It is shocking, quite frankly, to us in the rest of the world.
It's awful.
If you enjoyed that segment from the podcast, The Lotus Eaters, you can go to prelotuseaters.com and get access to all our premium content.
Things like our book club, where we examine classics like Aldous Huxley's Brave New World and examine the themes that underpin it, and now we're getting worryingly close to that, or modern books like Mark Sidwell's The Long March, which is how exactly we ended up in the current cultural situation we're in and what conservatives can do about it. Or you can check out the other series we have, such as our Contemplation series, where Hugo and Josh decided to, in the latest one, have a look at an examination on the ways that other elections have been rigged for no reason at all. Or you can check out our Epoch series, which is one of my personal favorites, because this is where I get to talk about history. And I love talking about just random things from history. And one of the great things we can do with this series is talk about those things that aren't so often discussed. So, I mean, you can talk about Xerxes' army, the vast army that invaded Greece during the Greco-Persian Wars. Or we can go through things like Herodotus' view on the Scythians. Who are they? You probably don't know, but they used to be quite an important people a long time ago, and they're very, very interesting. We've got some really good reports about them. Or we've got premium podcasts, which is things we generally don't want to put outside of the paywall because we might get in trouble for them, such as the list of things that Alex Jones was right about. Or we do just very interesting discussions because there are things that we do lots of work on. Another one is that I'm particularly proud of is where Christopher Hitchens, the famous new atheist, would have fallen during the modern culture wars, because he probably wouldn't have been very woke. But we also have lots of interviews and articles and other things on the website that you can sign up to enjoy, and we're really proud of them.
So if any of that sounds good to you, go over to lotuseaters.com and sign up for as little as £5 a month to support us, keep the show going, and also to get access to all the content. Thank you and goodbye.